Hello and welcome to this presentation about research on general decision-making styles. My name is Katharina Bauernfeind. First, I would like to show you the overview of today's presentation. We begin with an introduction to the research topic, followed by an overview of the research question. We look into the literature review of this research, which consists of 5 different articles about general decision-making styles, followed by the methodology. Afterwards, we talk about the research questions more into detail. We can see that the first research question belongs to a quantitative research, which is tested with Cronbach's offer for reliability and validity. The second research question belongs to another quantitative research analysis. And lastly, the third research question belongs to a qualitative research. In the end, we draw a conclusion from this and provide you with an overview of references. First, I would like to provide you with an introduction to this research. It is about 5 different business decision-making styles, which are called rational, dependent, intuitive, spontaneous, and avoidant, with the purpose to investigate those 5 business decision-making styles and the factors that differentiate them. In this case, we look at gender and business experience. So this research is a combination of qualitative and quantitative research, with qualitative data collection, which is based on 2 different interviews with students. For the quantitative data collection, we used a sample of 142 international business students who answered the GDMS survey, also called General Decision-Making Style Survey, which is analyzed with the software of SPSS. Let's first have a look at the research questions that guide our research of today's presentation. The first question says, is there a gender difference regarding business students' decision-making styles, namely rational, dependent, intuitive, spontaneous, and avoidant? The second research question asks, is there a relationship between business students' decision-making styles and their business experience? And the third research question is asking, what factors may negatively influence the decision-making process of management team in your internship company? First, I would like to give you an overview of our 5 articles that we critically reviewed for our literature review. So looking at the first article by Susan Scott and Reginald Bruce in 1995, their research was based on a forced sample study, which was made up of 1,441 military officers, second sample of 84 MBA students, the third of 229 upper-level undergraduate business students, and the fourth and last sample of 189 engineers and technicians. With their research, they proved the validity of the General Decision-Making Style Scale, so the GDMS, and lays out a foundation or the basis for this research project. However, they were working with a 4-factor decision-making style, which they eventually extended to 5 factors by adding the spontaneous decision-making style. Continue with the second article of Spicer and Sadler-Smith research in 2005. The research is based on a 2-sample study made up of 200 undergraduates at different university business schools. Their research revealed that there are no effects of gender or year of study on any of the 5 decision-making styles with either of their samples. In contrast to the previously presented article, the research of Icazalo and Carl Martin Elwood presented in 2011 is based on a 1-sample study about the general decision-making style of police officers in Sweden. The research proved a gender difference in the general decision-making styles, and it turned out that female investigators have a more dependent decision-making style, while male investigators, on the other hand, have a more rational decision-making style. The next article is based on the research by Rebecca Delaney, Jonal Stroh, and Ron Parker Wandy Brown de Brown in 2015. Their research was conducted based on a one-sample study with 1,075 members of the RAND's American Life Panel. Their research revealed that age and gender influence the general decision-making, and women, as well as older people, tend to be more dependent in their decision-making, while men and also younger people are more effective and experiential in their decision-making style. Last but not least, the article of the research by Robert Liu in 2000 is based on a one-sample study with 223 undergraduates. This research did not reveal any differences in gender on any of the decision-making styles. However, it revealed that higher age or life experiences rely more on intuitive and avoidant decision-making styles. Continuing with the methodology of this research, it is based on Saunders' research onion, which is applied from the outer layer to the inside, which means every layer is peeled off one after another. In this table, we can see the methodology applied to our research. We chose the philosophy of pragmatism with a research approach of inductive and deductive approach based on the choice of a mixed research method, which means it's a mix of quantitative and qualitative primary data research with a time horizon of cross-sectional time frame because it's very short without investigations over a long time period. The data collection procedure is structured interviews plus self-administered questionnaire, which are internet-mediated. The instrument is interviews plus the GDMS consisting of 25 items and 3 questions on birth year, gender, and business experience for our survey. The sample and sampling technique is based on non-probability sampling, and for the interviews we chose the convenient sampling size of n equals 2, which are made up of a German business student in the bachelor program here in Groningen, as well as a Belgian business student in the master program of business engineering and strategy. For the survey, we base it on probability sampling and random sampling with a size of n equals 142 students. The data analysis technique is based on the software Atlas DI for qualitative research, as well as SPSS for our quantitative data analysis. For reliability and validity, we chose pilot testing for ensuring face validity in our interviews, meaning we ask the questions to a third person besides our interviewees. For the reliability of our quantitative data, we use Compass Alpha. So presenting you the research questions for our quantitative research. Research question 1 about is there a gender difference regarding business students' decision-making styles? We derived the null hypothesis of there is no gender difference in gender regarding business students' decision-making styles. And the alternative hypothesis, there is a gender difference regarding business students' decision-making styles. For the second research question, is there a relationship between business students' decision-making styles and their business experience? We derived the null hypothesis of there is no difference between business students' decision-making styles and their business experience, as well as the alternative hypothesis of there is a relationship between business students' decision-making styles and their business experience. So for the first research question, we use an independent sample t-test with the dependent variable of the decision-making style measured on an ordinal scale, as well as an independent variable, which is gender, measured on a nominal scale. By conducting the independent sample t-test with the help of SPSS, for every decision-making style, we can look at the sigma two-tailed column, which indicates that our p-value is not below 0.05 in any of our values of our decision-making styles, and therefore we accept the null hypothesis that there is no gender difference in the decision-making style of our business students and reject the alternative hypothesis that there is a gender difference. So for testing the reliability of our first research question, we use Cronbach's alpha in SPSS. We can see that none of the provided values of Cronbach's alpha is below 0.8, which means that our results for this research question are not reliable. For the second research question about the relationship of business students' decision-making styles and their business experience, we are going to make use of the Pearson chi-squared test in SPSS. Coming to the results for our second research question, we can see that none of our sigma two-tailed results are below our 0.05 level, which means all of the results are above 5%, which means we are going to accept the null hypothesis that says that there is no relationship between business experience and the decision-making styles of our business students. Continuing with our qualitative research, we provide you with a table showing our information about the interviewees. Interviewee 1 is a female German bachelor student in the age of 23. She's a fourth-year IBS student with 8 months of working experience. The interviewee was a face-to-face interview conducted at IBS with a duration of 30 minutes. The second interviewee was a male Belgian master's student in the age of 22 and business experience of 2 years. The interview was conducted face-to-face in the city of Liège in Belgium with a duration of 35 minutes. None of the interviews was video or audio taped. The pilot interviewee is a female German master student in the age of 24 with a double master degree at the Rijksuniversiteit in Groningen with 4 years of business experience. The duration of the interviewee was 15 minutes with a face-to-face conversation in Groningen and wasn't audio taped, and none of the interviewees received questions before the interview and none of the interviews had any extra occurrence. This is an overview of the interview question that have been used. For example, in the beginning, what is your age, gender, working experience? What led to negative outcomes of your decision making during the internship? And what are the key aspects a manager must possess in order to make good decisions? Those are 3 examples out of this list. After conducting the interview with our 2 participants, we can put them into a network with the help of Atlas TI after we have coded the information. As we can see that for respondent 1, we have codings like lack of experience, lack of knowledge, overthinking, time pressure, complexity, as well as urgency of decisions. For the second interviewee, we could find out a similar coding with addition of pressure and more complex decisions that have to be made, as well as lack of experience. Based on the previously shown networks of our interviewees, we can derive 6 factors that influence the decision making in their internship companies, which are time pressure, lack of knowledge, lack of experience, complexity, overthinking, and urgency. Based on our previously conducted quantitative and qualitative research, we can derive the conclusion that research question 1 does not accept the null hypothesis because there is no gender difference for decision making, and this is in conformity with the authors of Liu and Spicer and Sadler Smith. For research question 2, we again accept the null hypothesis because there is no relationship with the business experience. For research question 3, we found out 6 factors influencing the decision-making process and management teams of internship companies, namely time pressure, lack of knowledge and experience, complexity, overthinking, and urgency. However, the reliability of our research is not ensured because of a not representative sample size as well as limited interviews. Lastly, these are the references that have been used for this research project, and I would like to thank you for listening to this presentation.